Hello everyone, today we will talk about the transit of Pluto. Transiting Pluto is in square to the natal moon. How transiting Pluto in a square with the natal moon will behave depends on the position of the natal moon. This transit may be more prominent in your life if you already have planets in aspect to your natal moon. But the basics are as follows. When Pluto forms a square aspect to your natal moon, you will experience periods of intense emotional catharsis that bring deeply rooted issues to the surface of consciousness. So emotional disorders, and compulsive and irrational feelings become key issues. Obsessive and compulsive behaviors appear. For example, becoming persistent, noisy and belligerent because of your attitudes, or suddenly feeling jealous of someone close to you, or feeling guilty about decisions and actions that happened a long time ago. Some events, people or memories from the past, come back and they are chasing you. Encounters with profoundly transformative experiences in your emotional and personal life push your psyche to its limits. This period requires deep introspection to discover why certain aspects of your life are not working as you would like. This is why this transit is known for its emotional intensity, for its intense, psychological, and emotional cleansing. Emotional upheavals and transformations, emotional instability, and the deep need to confront and release emotional patterns that no longer serve you are the main topics. As you go deeper into your subconscious, you will most likely experience some degree of emotional pain and suffering. And that period of intense emotional challenges, transformation and potential reversals in some positions of the moon will bring tension and conflict, and bring very deep emotional problems to the surface. This is exactly what is needed to recognize and let go of these emotional patterns. Those feelings that arise depend on your personal experiences and interests, because they are determined by events and interests of a very personal nature. They could even originate from your childhood. When you dive into these feelings that you never thought you would be able to feel, the emotions will be different, but most people will feel jealousy, emotional insecurity, and feelings of uncorruption, anger, a sense of deep attachment or dependence on someone, or strong maternal feelings. So this trauma will be reflected in your external world as a struggle for the emotional power of your family, trauma from the past, joint property, and women in general. But once you are on the other side of this transit, your family life and emotional nature will change significantly, and you will feel stronger and wiser. As we have already stated, recognizing and dealing with these issues is scary, but it is crucial to your growth and healing. When you feel the first wave of these feelings, you can try to ignore them. But those long-buried patterns of behavior and habits will probably resurface, then you'll find they're too strong to ignore, but you'll still try to hide them from others. All this will eventually lead to impulsive or irrational decisions. Either way, an ideal time of growth often brings painful recognition and struggles with these feelings. You certainly don't need to publicly display your emotions, and it's perfectly reasonable to hide your feelings from others in this situation, but you need to find time to recognize and express those feelings, either with yourself or with people close to you. Seeking therapy or counseling for individuals will be very helpful in managing emotional intensity. If, for example, people who fascinate you enter your life during this period, they will be the ones who will probably help you start your life in new directions. Talk to them because they will help you in your analysis of emotional power struggles with family members. These fights are especially destructive, especially if any manipulation, jealousy, or guilt triggering is involved. Understanding these power dynamics is a key part of managing this transit. If it is successfully dealt with, you will eliminate emotional blocks that you have carried all your life, and as a result, your general mood will improve, as well as your attitude towards life. Think about what these intense feelings are trying to teach you about your inner world and emotional needs. What are you resisting and why? If you have experienced a sense of emotional loss, trauma, it is best to grieve, as is natural for any loss. As you gain an understanding of inner dynamics that you were previously unaware of, you will clear and release old emotional issues. This understanding will involve giving up certain habits, relationships, or even material possessions. The goal after a thorough cleanse is to distill your life down to the essentials, leaving you emotionally empowered. So embrace this process with sincerity and a sincere desire to realize the benefits of these changes. Any exaggerated emotional responses you encounter are caused by your own emotional experiences and confusions that you do not want to face directly, but project them onto other people or events. In addition, several prejudices and biases emerge at this time. Even if you consider yourself a liberal and not very biased person, you will make a number of negative and critical judgments about certain organizations or personality types. All these emotional states are both extraordinary and destructive. But walking around on a trip to the underworld, looking back on all the kinds of relationships you've had and what you've learned about many things about life, we come to the conclusion that all these possible scenarios indicate a huge psychological change that you are going through. All of this is meant to take away your life's emotional baggage and be useful. So home conditions, such as family dynamics and the dynamics of your actual home, will change. And when the changes take place, you will emerge from this transit stronger, emotionally stronger, and more independent, more able to face future challenges in your higher emotional state of evolution.